How do you ensure that as you scale, you don't start dropping your quality of the service or your customer service? How do you keep the quality up while you scale?
That's a great question and very difficult because you're right. As you are in a service business, you're having to work with people. A lot of that goes into your talent acquisition and hiring. We have a set of core values and where we want our business to be and the people we want along our side as we grow. I spend a lot of time hiring and not rehiring. We have awesome employee retention rates. I think a lot of that is because I spend so much time. Every person that is working for us right now and currently in a role has gone through me, and we've had one-on-one conversations. And I try to keep hiring informal as well as formal, but I want to know who is coming onto my team because I handpick my team. I tell them that. You're here for a reason. You have these strong attributes or qualities that are going to help us in these areas and grow our business in these ways. So if people don't fall into those categories, don't bring them on your team. We do not hire the first person that comes knocking on our door and says, hey, I have 20 years in pest control, hire me. In fact, I would argue a lot of my guys are like, hey, I have no experience in pest control, but this is my background. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, this is very powerful for these areas.
So I'm curious, like you could have someone has a great personality, he's a great person, but just isn't a good fit for the job. Do you have certain parameters that you're looking at, or do you look at personality tests to look at how to build the team?
I think eventually as we grow, the personality tool is something we do after hire, not before. Now, definitely something that that's business. You're constantly developing. But again, when you're bringing someone on, and the reason I didn't do it at the beginning is because people have a tendency to lie and make their personality what they want it to be to get a job. Whereas if you already have the job and I'm doing a test and just want to get to know you, they're a little bit more apt to be honest. But one thing we do, and I don't know if all business, it's not for all business, but specifically for the service industry, part of our hiring process is you go through me for a couple of times and then you're going to go through the team. Team's going to get to know you. A lot of that's very relaxed. It's not a formal setting. They're just getting to know each other. But I think one of the crucial things, especially for people that don't have a background in this, we love to put them in the field and give a job shadow day and see if it's something that they could see themselves doing. Most of my guys, when they went through that process, we try to find the worst situation and we put them in that situation with an experienced person and see how they respond. I have been in some crazy situations with potential employees, actually just this year, massive infestations that are not pretty to look at, and having to get in there and create sanitation standards and IPM plans, and getting those new people in there and say, take these notes, do these things, tells you real quick, and you'll see it in their face like, no, this isn't for me. We don't like to take the risk of hiring someone and putting them out in the field and then say, let's see how it goes.
I hadn't heard of people doing the shadows before even hiring. I've always heard of you hire someone and you give them like a 90-day until they're actually agreed to go full time or whatever. So that's a cool idea. It's an investment on your part, spending the time to have the person there, but probably helps save you the 90 days of waste.
And again, our employees are dealing directly with the public. Is it worth 90 days of risk of whatever the employee decides to let the public hear or say? It's very hard for us to manage that side of our technicians because they are out. They're almost like representatives. They're going out, so you have to put a lot of trust in them. We found it easier just to put them in those hard situations up front and see. And again, it's worked.